Talk Radio. You're in to all things music.
Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Eric, Paul, and Shark.
Yeah, not even close there, Shark. You're way off. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Rekt Reviews.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
We're back.
Yeah, it's like the school season restarted.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to wait for two to come back
Yeah.
for us to do another show.
That was the one caveat.
Yep.
Non-comic related review this
I
month.
know, because our next one will probably be
Probably.
related.
Get that nice little breaker there.
That's why we haven't done a show. There hasn't been any comic book movies, right?
That's right.
Yes, that's all we do. You want to pull that a little closer to you?
All right.
Good. So Shark is not here. Unfortunately, we tried to get him here, but he's too busy laying down the law
Yes.
during this Halloween
During this
season.
Halloween weekend.
Halloween
Yeah,
weekend.
he's out there suffering fools.
That's right.
I wonder what the main costume is this year. I'm sure Wonder Woman.
Yes.
That's
For
number
chicks.
one.
Wasn't Wonder
Yes.
Woman last year
No,
already?
that was
like
Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's right.
That's
That's
Harley
right.
Quinn
That's
last
right.
year. What's the dudes? Maybe I don't know. Maybe dudes are going as Wonder Woman. I just wonder what the main dude outfit would be this year.
Probably Thor.
It?
Might be Thor.
Maybe it.
You
Is
know what?
it how it-
Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise.
That would have been a good movie.
In San
for
Francisco, I saw a Stevie Wonder Woman.
Stevie
Ooh.
Wonder Woman? That sounds
Nice.
That
That's-
sounds all right.
It was,
Yeah.
it was very intelligent. He's
Yeah.
got his Wonder Woman and Stevie Wonder hair and glasses. It was very...
That's pretty
I
good.
like the creativity behind that, actually.
Very San Francisco.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. No, I think Shark thought the movie was so bad he didn't even want to come and do it.
He's finally reached that point in his life where he realized if you have nothing good to say, just don't say anything.
Yeah, just don't even
His
show
whole
up.
life philosophy is saying stuff about things you don't like. So
I know he's like shows up the most on my Facebook feed, and it's just like
here's this awful thing.
just like a grumpy man sitting on his porch.
Dude, even with football that's all I see on his thing is football, something with football. Yeah.
So anyway, Shark is not here, but we have someone even better. We have back Dr. Tuho.
He's going to stomp in here. It's like, what did you say? Hi, everyone. Glad to be back.
So we have two. We have Eric, we have me, Paul, and we have Amy. And what are we drinking?
You want to go first?
All right. So I'm...
You're the fancy one.
Yeah, I got a white wine. Ensolarado.
Ooh, that sounds way more expensive than it actually is.
Ensolarado. Teras dodao.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's pretty good, actually. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Drinking out of a Boston Market cup. That's how classy we are.
This is radio, man. You don't have to call her out
Kill
like
the
that.
illusion. I'm sorry.
It's cold at tasting and it's classy.
I'm just trying to bring it down to our level for the show.
I gotcha.
But let's see. I am drinking a Luponic Distortion by Firestone.
Oh, nice.
Out of a toilet bowl.
Yep. We hauled in a toilet.
I'm drinking a Duckfoot Contender IPA.
Shocking.
Nice.
Shocking.
And I'm drinking a very vintage H2O. No alcohol for me tonight.
What
guys.
year is that water?
I'm going to say 1894. We'll go really
Wow.
Dihydrogen oxide.
I mean, you
That's-
know.
That stuff is...
Chemical.
It's already been through the atmosphere like 10 times probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more. Who knows?
Alrighty.
Yeah. Back to what we're reviewing.
Well, real quick, since it's been a long time since we've done a show.
Eric's got an announcement.
No, well,
Yeah.
I was going to say that since it's been a while, I'm sure we've all seen movies. Does anybody want to briefly mention anything good they saw this summer?
It. I liked it. It, literally.
The new It.
The new It.
The 2017.
The actual movie and not miniseries 1989
I
version.
have not seen it.
I haven't
and
seen it either.
I really want to.
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I got married, so I didn't get a chance to go to the theater. So I haven't. It was about the time It came out, so I didn't get around to seeing that. But I did see Dunkirk, which was pretty good.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's pretty good. It's I saw it in IMAX, and I don't know how I would be seeing that on the small screen. Might be not as thrilling.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how I saw it. It wasn't quite as thrilling, but I could tell that if it would have been.
Yeah, it had really cool sound design, and it's like under 90 minutes. And the movie is snappy.
Wow,
I-
really?
Nice.
I didn't expect that. Like from the trailers, it seems like it's going to be the sprawling
You think it's gonna
3-hour
be like this
epic.
war epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 hours or something like that. That's what I took away from it.
Because the trailer was 3 hours.
Yeah, no.
The trailer was the movie.
But yeah, it's about an event that I didn't know much about, so that was cool.
I heard Harry Styles was in it. One of the One Direction boys.
I have no idea.
Boy band dude. That was in the movie.
Evie girl, maybe. I would not know.
Barking up 3 wrong trees in here.
I don't know why I have this information, but I do. So.
But I saw that, and I saw Atomic Blonde, which was pretty rad.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
highly recommend Atomic Blonde.
I think it's out on Blu-ray this week, actually.
Yeah, I think you can stream it now. So yeah,
cool.
if you want to see Charlize Theron kick some ass, that's a good movie for it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I saw Baby Driver.
Good movie.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Okay. It's on my list to see.
It's got some points that could get kind of annoying. You might roll your eyes a couple of times, but overall, it's kind of has a really fun energy.
The title's terrible, but
The title is atrocious. The
soundtrack's really good, though.
Yes.
the soundtrack is really good.
all right.
So, anyways, but we're here to
Talk
review.
about that master blockbuster, Blade Runner 2049.
It kind of tanked, huh?
It tanked. It bombed.
Did
It
it
bombed.
really?
It bombed.
Like it lost
badly.
money.
Yeah, no one's going to listen to this show.
Yeah.
Because
Well, just like the original.
In that case, I'm taking my pants off. I'm not going to listen anyway.
Ladies.
We're listening, Paul, so you have to leave them on for us. Yeah, the original didn't do so well, but it had a cult following, so it definitely gained steam over the years. And there's also like 30 billion cuts, so it's confusing on like which one do you want to watch. But we'll see how, I guess, time holds out for this movie. Hopefully, I imagine that this will come up during awards season because there's some very striking visuals at the very least. In this movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it'll nail something on that end. And that was my favorite part about it, is just all the visuals are really, really juicy,
Yeah.
fun to look at. Just the whole world design looks so, like, it's so detailed, so realistic.
Very well thought out. Very, yeah.
And the other thing I really liked about the design of it is all the physical stuff seemed very, very realistic. Like, it wasn't, the action stuff wasn't overblown, but when something blew up or someone shot something or someone punched somebody, it was very visceral and realistic kind of feeling.
Yeah, it did a very good job building on the last one. Like, it seemed like because of, what's the time difference of 30 years?
About.
The two movies?
Around 30,
Yeah.
31, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a logical place for this world to be in. And you get to see a little bit more of it than you do in the original.
Where everything's kind of like going to shit a little bit faster
Yeah.
and faster.
Yeah.
San Diego is a giant garbage dump.
Exactly.
I think I actually laughed out loud at that point in the theater.
That was my favorite, is
It was.
they made San Diego
a dump.
the dumpster. I mean, LA kind of looks like shit anyway, but they made us look like utter shit.
We tried to stay classy as long as we could, but in the end,
Nah, we're just a dumpster.
It should have just been like parked cars, just like deserted.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
I don't know, like the pyramid next door.
the
And just trash
Legoland.
everywhere.
I was
don't know.
internally laughing because I remember when Demolition Man came out in the 90s,
Yeah.
and they showed the Miramar Metroplex, and the entire theater cheered like, "We're there, right, Metroplex!" And here everyone's like, "Well, I saw it in San Francisco, but it was just like, oh,
It's like, oh.
there's nothing to cheer about."
We're technically a dumpster / orphanage, if you want to look at it that way. So we have it's almost going into like a Mad Max kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the Thunderdome, where's it at? I'm waiting for it to come out.
Like a
but-
child labor orphanage.
Yeah.
Right? What were they doing? Were they like, it looked like Legos, but it was like computer pieces.
Yeah,
of some
yeah.
sort.
I mean, I think in
like-
some third world countries they do that. You know, they have
Oh.
kids going out and just picking things out of the garbage to see
Yeah.
what can be reclaimed
Yeah.
and make
Probably like selling like the copper out of the
Yeah.
circuit
That's
boards
true.
and stuff like that. I guess
Make their
I
own
don't know.
replicants.
Some in 30
Yeah.
in 30 years, the kids were going to be going through a radio studio here, ripping out copper wires from the walls.
Hey, we made it. We're in Blade Runner as a dumpster. I'll take it.
Maybe we should leave a time capsule for them. Leave them some wine, some
just-
duck foot.
This makes me want to think of what does Florida look like? That's San
Oof.
Diego.
It's under the water.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
in
low
the
blow.
water.
That's a low blow. But I don't know. I thought there was a lot of cool like world building bits like this, like seeing San Diego and then seeing like the farms at the very very beginning of the movie, which apparently they want. That's how the original Blade Runner was going to open. Was
Really?
with that farm scene.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
So-
a little sad that Dave Bautista, his role was very minimal because they're like, oh yeah, and he's in it, but he was in it 5 minutes, I think.
But he delivered.
I didn't know he was going to be in it, so that was kind of like a nice surprise.
Yeah.
I loved his little tiny glasses.
Yeah.
And when he took them
when
off.
he put the
Yeah.
wire.
Yeah. It's like this big muscly dude in these little tiny glasses. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Without all the blue makeup, he looks like extra freakishly large.
Yeah.
Like when
They
you
definitely
realize
shot him
that's
that way,
that's
yeah.
actually like a real human being.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
He doesn't look like Drax under all that
Yeah.
makeup.
Well, Drax, it's like whatever. It's a cartoon, so you can
Yeah.
kind of digest it easier.
But he has some cool wrestling moves in that when he was beating the shit out of Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Throwing him through a wall.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm like, oh, my head hurts just watching this right now.
Yeah.
But he can say he
Unfortunately.
got beat up by Dave Bautista, so come on.
Yeah. Eventually, the new model wins.
So what,
Yeah, he's got the upgrade.
what
like-
was he farming, though? That was my question. What were those? Do you guys know?
Proteins?
I think it's just used for protein.
Yeah,
Really?
like, because nothing.
Maximize protein.
So I think like nothing can grow. Is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the tree's dead and like wood's a big deal. So I think they just grow those little maggot protein things.
Delicious.
Yum.
Yeah, but then you have like your hologram steak and eggs.
Yeah, that's
over your
right.
bowl of maggots. So that kind of helps out with that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much. I don't know. It's a very dense movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it is 3 hours.
So overall, what was your impression? Like, dislike,
Oh,
undecided?
I absolutely love this movie. This is probably my favorite one I've seen this year.
Wow.
I would say I love it
Nice.
that much.
Nice. I really liked it too. The ending was a little bit flat for me.
Oh, I love the ending.
Really? Mm-hmm. Because there wasn't a giant explosion.
No, it just
It was beautiful. It's like
Eric,
artistic.
did you see the original Blade Runner?
I saw it, but a while ago, and I don't remember a whole lot of it.
There's the way the main villain in that movie dies is like a big deal, and then like because he says,
Rutger Hauer.
yeah, like his "Tears and Rain" line that's famous, and the music that was playing there was playing at the end of this movie, which I thought was kind of cool.
Do you remember the line? What was the line?
"Tears in the Rain."
What about like?
Oh, he's like he lets Harrison Ford live because he's going to die, and he's talking about how he has all these memories, and they're just going to be nothing more than tears in the rain or something like that. But I think that, I mean, people were debating whether or not Ryan Gosling dies at the end of this, and it's like,
Yeah,
he's
we're
dead.
that's
was
what
saying
Tu was saying. I
I
was
hope
like,
he didn't
I was like,
Of course he died.
he did. He
Like, they're
did.
playing Tears in the Rain. I'm pretty sure he's dying.
I'm just like, maybe, that the doctor who's trapped, Anna Stelline is her name. Maybe she'll be like, hey, I think your friend is dying out there. Maybe you should go save him, and then we can talk. Because I can't. I'm stuck in here. I don't know.
Okay, so I liked it. Paul,
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
Amy's wanted to like it.
I do like it, and I think I like it more definitely for the visual, and I appreciate how the technology, how Ryan Gosling's girlfriend is just this holographic joy, and just the technology that they put behind it. I'm like, oh, this could be a thing. You can make it portable, and
Siri 5.0.
yeah, and then you hear Peter and the Wolf, like that sound that comes on. I'm like, I was just more devastated that she she got wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was actually really sad about that. And I enjoyed the fact that I'm pretty sure that Harrison Ford's costume mistress tried to dress him up, and he was like, "F you, I'm not dressing up for this." And he wore jeans and shirt.
You didn't like the gray T-shirt?
I already know he's like, "Look, I'm getting too old for this. I'm just doing it for obligational purposes. Let's just get this done and over with. Give me a dog. Give me some booze. I'm good."
It's good,
you know,
desert clothing. You know,
True.
You live out in the desert. You're stuck in a.
I just like my method better. He's like, I'm not dressing up in some sort of.
He's not going to have those cool puffy coats that cover up
I can't
your mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened in Vegas? I mean, it's emitting a certain type of radiation, but I guess we don't really.
Yeah, they don't really explain. I assume like some big bomb or something went off, or.
Well, yeah, I don't know. There's a ton of nuclear testing that goes on in Nevada anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the shots though.
Oh,
in Vegas.
yeah.
Those were gorgeous.
I was like, that's the Luxor.
Yeah,
the big giant pier. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, definitely more visual. I'm just more like at the end, like of course, you know, throughout the movie, Ryan Gosling's thinking he's the son, and you know, and you're like, wait a minute, this is too early to be giving this away now.
Yeah.
So I like that. I just felt it was kind of long. That was my only. After certain moments, I just started shifting in my chair, and I'm just like,
the whole movie, think was kind of long.
Yeah, I think it was
a
a
lot of
little
people
too
feel that
long. You know, maybe there were some parts that they could have cut, but I think I understand why they did it. More visuals. They did some long visual scenes and stuff like that.
I started thinking about like what you would cut in this film, and I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, and I think they were trying to do it where they wanted to. If you're going to do a sequel, you want to do it good, and they probably maybe felt they didn't want to shorten anything. But to me, it was kind of long at that time. But I still liked it though.
Yeah. Too.
Yeah. So it was 3 hours long, but I did not feel like I was waiting or feeling restless the whole time.
It didn't feel 3 hours to me. It flew by.
Yeah, for me, I felt like I was so caught in the mood. You know, it set me in a certain mood, and I really enjoyed the visuals that came up. I watched it at the San Francisco Metreon IMAX, which is...
Man, I'm so jealous you guys that saw this in IMAX.
That IMAX is like, I don't know.
Her IMAX is bigger than my IMAX.
Oh, it's a contest.
Can you imagine Jared Leto on IMAX?
Oh my... Let's talk about
Jared Leto. Let's talk about why he needs to be in everything.
You know, I didn't hate him in this.
I didn't hate him in this either.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, he plays like this eccentric dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought I would never like him again after that Joker performance.
Yeah,
but
this relighted your.
Yeah.
Oh,
already. Gosh, what does that mean?
That means we're going into a commercial break. I'm not watching the clock behind me, so you have to watch it too. When the orange light flashes, give us a heads up. All right, we're going to take a quick break for commercial. We'll be right back with more Rekt reviews. Stay tuned.
And Jared Leto.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Eric, Paul, and Shark.
We miss you, Shark. Where are you?
I don't know. He's,
We don't have enough negative opinions about this movie without you.
I know.
he's probably dressed up as a Raiders football player right now.
So he complained about this online, right?
Yeah,
Did you guys
he
see?
did.
What did he say? You guys remember what he said?
It was too slow.
Too
I
slow,
remember that.
boring, utterly boring, and that's why I wanted to talk to him.
What's boring about it?
That's why I wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
And he's not here.
He's enjoying the Halloween shenanigans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, where were we? We were on
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
So, yeah, you said you didn't mind him so much. I didn't
Yeah, I
either.
liked him.
At first, I thought, I was just like, come on.
Yeah,
what's up
like
with this character? And then...
I was bummed to learn that he was in this movie, and then
Really, the one problem I had is not so much with him, but with the character. Is he's supposed to be like pretty much the whole like civilization is running around his tech, and he's like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Like, when do you have time to accomplish all this?
Probably when he was 5.
Well, I think a lot of that stuff got handed to him because the Wallace took over. Shoot, what was the one in Blade Runner called?
Something Industries.
Starts with a T.
I forget.
Yep. It'll come to you.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he was kind of handed this stuff, and that was more advanced because they were able to make a replicant that had a baby, which is like what he was trying to figure it out. So
Now, are replicants synthetic, or are they genetically kind of engineered?
Well, they're not born.
Yeah.
they were not born, but
Yeah.
they're. I mean, they're still
They're
like
genetically
they're still with
synthesized.
flesh and everything.
Right.
Like, yeah, they're.
Okay. Just in the book, in the Philip K. Dick books, I think they're supposed to be synthetic, just kind of hard to distinguish from real. But
And that's the thing, is you really can't, find that difference between the two, from what I understand.
That was what the first movie was about.
yeah.
I like the nod Edward James almost made of the sheep.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Of course. Gotta have the origami.
So, Sean Young, now they gave her credit that she was in this movie, and of course, her character did make an appearance. So my question is, did they use her and CGI her face to make it look how it was 30 years ago?
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
No, I doubt it. This is very similar to what they did in that Rogue One movie with.
With Carrie Fisher?
Yeah, Carrie Fisher. Well, Carrie Fisher, and there's several CG people in that. So I imagine, because from what I understand, she's kind of crazy and like blacklisted from Hollywood. So I don't know if
Interesting.
That's why I wasn't sure, because they actually gave her credit for this movie. So, but
I don't know. I actually haven't looked that up.
And how did he get the eyes wrong? How did Wallace get her eyes wrong?
Attention to detail.
they're supposed to be green.
Exactly.
And then,
I mean, they had a lock of her hair and her bones, and yet there was no code.
It was probably a rush job. They're like, whoa, we actually got Harrison Ford. We got
It was like they kept it like crap. How do we get him converted? Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, it would have been cool if it was something a little more subtle, like maybe a mole or something that only he would know because he loved her. It would have been the only one to notice.
That's true.
That could have been cool, but I don't know.
What do you think was going through Wallace's mind? I think that's one of the things that really intrigued me. Was here's this man, he helped humanity out of a crisis, and now he's got replicants. Money is an important thing for him, capitalism and all of that. And but now he's thinking about creating replicants that can replicate themselves naturally, so that he has enough of them. But what does he want? He wants an army of them to what?
He wants
to take over humans?
No, he wants to colonize space. like for real, like the whole galaxy kind of thing. He was kind of like bitching about like we're only on on a handful of planets, like we should be ruling like the whole galaxy kind of thing.
But
and he wanted it to be him.
He wanted to be
but
God
behind it,
behind it all.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Is that still? I guess it's more about power than money at that point.
Oh yeah,
for him,
For
yeah.
him. He's gone to this different level of thinking.
Yeah, he lives in like a giant pyramid.
I mean, he's like crazy Elon Musk.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Well, Elon Musk doesn't want artificial intelligence.
Well, I mean, like he's a crazy like visionary guy.
Yeah. Like,
Did you see, Eric? I sent you a couple of videos. There's like a couple of like little mini movies. There's like
I've seen them all.
I haven't actually seen them.
There's a really good like
It's
anime, like an animatrix kind of thing. Yeah,
Well,
they're pretty cool.
That one had to be anime because it would have been $100 million
Yeah.
to create that.
But the anime one was really, really good.
Yeah. So I really
cool.
recommend you guys.
I was surprised to discover those.
I heard about them. Yeah, are they really short?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
short. They're
Oh,
like
10 minutes
5-10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to check that out.
I thought they were
Yeah.
like 90 minutes.
So
No,
if
no,
you didn't
no.
get,
So I didn't.
if you haven't had enough of Jared Leto, one of them is like
One of
just
them is
It's
about
all
him.
Jared Leto?
all Jared Leto, just like crazy, dialed up to 11.
So talk
Yeah.
about how he's blind. Doesn't go into any of that.
A little bit. There was one line
Oh, really?
Okay.
about what happened to him.
I thought that
It's
was
literally
cool.
one line.
He's masturbating too much as a teen.
It's really about him, how he was able to convince the world's leaders to create replicants again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
I thought it was cool that he was blind because in the original, the guy that created all the replicants got his eyes ripped out by a replicant.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of like a nice shout out. Was it Terrence? I'm trying to remember the name of that damn company.
That doesn't sound right.
Terrence.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tesla? It's probably Tesla.
For sure.
Oh my god.
But so yeah, all right. So we were all kind of cool with Jared Leto.
Yeah, he gets a pass on this one.
Yeah.
We can move on.
I still can't forgive him for that Joker performance. My God.
I think he regrets doing that Joker performance, from what I understand.
I don't know. As long as they don't make a movie about that character.
I don't know.
Oh,
I think they are.
They are. Him and Harley Quinn. They're making a Harley Quinn and Joker
All right.
movie.
Can we not wreck that?
We don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to put my foot down right now. Say we were
Well, you
not
could
gonna
do
wreck.
what Shark does. Just don't show up.
Yeah, I could just boycott.
Just boycott.
That episode. But okay, what did you guys think of Ryan Gosling?
Oh, Amy first.
I like Ryan Gosling, but his facial expressions I don't even know how to stop. Like, I can't. I don't even know how to begin on this. He's just staring in the camera, just saying facial expressions, and I'm like, what are you? They just focus on his face too much. That's all I'm going to say. They need to stop it.
He's so beautiful.
I don't see, and he's not my type. I'm like, he's not my type either.
But, yeah, I think a lot of women do love his face.
And that's fine. They
Have you guys seen
gaze
Drive? The movie
No,
Drive?
but I heard it was good though.
Okay.
Drive, A Place Beyond the Pines. He's kind of doing this kind of the same thing.
It reminded me of his performance in Drive.
Yeah.
too, but-
Okay.
Well, that's kind of like his sort of go-to, where he's got like this like very like calm and still thing, but like underneath, like he could go crazy at any moment.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those hard where it's like you're playing a robot.
Yeah.
So
You
you,
can't
have
be-
to be stilted a little bit, but how, like, is it bad acting? Are you acting like a robot? Sort of, I don't know.
I think it worked for me.
It worked really well for me,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He didn't come off as robot to me though, and
Well,
that's
and
probably what they're
but the
trying
whole-
to do. Yeah.
Well, the whole point of these is they're almost impossible to distinguish from humans, so
Right.
he's got to be pretty human, maybe just a little bit off.
Yeah, and with that whole, well, here's my question. So, Robin Wright Penn, who was in this, which I loved her in it, by the way.
She's great. in
Was
this, yeah.
she flirting with him when she was at his apartment?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Okay.
That's why
Yeah,
she's
Well,
like,
she's like,
yeah.
what?
should I be, finishing
what
this?
Oh,
You
okay.
know?
Or she's
And
like,
he's
what
like-
happens if I have another drink? Was that it?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that? Yeah.
If I finish this off or something.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Well, she already made her point earlier, like how she feels about replicants, about they don't have souls. There was like some line like that, and then a lot of replicants are used as sex bots or stuff like that. So I think I don't know if it was flirting, but she's like, oh, I can stick around and get laid.
yeah.
Or like it was almost like it wasn't like a direct order, but it was kind of like an implied sort of thing.
Okay. Okay. That goes
That's
to
kinda
that
how-
one scene though where there is technically a sex scene,
Yes.
but between that one girl and Joy. Okay, now
I thought that was really cool.
that was cool.
that was
how
cool.
they did that. They synced like
And that's coming.
Yes.
No, it's got to be, right? Like another...
Is it coming right now?
Well, maybe another 10, 20 years, but that seemed super realistic.
Yeah.
Sinking. And actually, the girl's name is Mackenzie Davis. She's on the show Halt and Catch Fire. Anyone ever watch that?
I never
The Joy or the other girl?
No, the other
prostitute
girl, the prostitute
Yes.
girl. That's a really good show.
I hear that's a good show.
It's awesome.
See, and I also heard that they were trying to model her after Daryl Hannah's character. from the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah,
see.
I could see a little bit of that. Just kind of like the new Daryl Hannah.
Yeah.
One thing that I really liked about that scene is that they didn't perfectly line up.
Right.
It was all out of
Yeah,
sync. And
yeah.
I felt like a lesser director would have had them like line up perfectly, and then they just would have had the actress.
Yeah.
Yep,
that scene,
no,
so-
it's this shit never works quite right.
Yeah. I was telling people, I'm like, oh man, Krieger from Archer, he's got to step it up. His holographic girlfriend does not look anywhere as good as Joy.
I know. I'm just waiting for that technology just because it's just really cool how they thought about this, you know, and just the, like I said, the Peter and the Wolf little like Siri kind of like Apple kind of tune that they put a lot of thought into it, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Agreed.
But can they make Dwayne the Rock Johnson
What
that can dress up?
If you got the money, honey, we got your disease.
They didn't actually show like the male counterpoint to Joy.
They didn't, and that's why I'm
No,
like, what
they
about
did
the
not.
ladies? You know, we want to come home after a long day and have Dwayne the Rock Johnson
Yeah.
make me
Not even in
sick.
public, one of those
Yeah.
public displays. You
Not
got.
like dong flying around anywhere.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, she's topless and all the other.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
I actually kind of liked how you would see her nude in like the
Advertisement.
and then the advertisements, but like in the sex scene, they didn't
Yeah.
show anything. Like it was more intimate, and that was more for titillation or whatever.
Now,
thought
did
that
you
was cool.
did you guys think that she actually was kind of a little bit sentient and falling for him, or the whole
No.
thing was just a program
I think-
and he just fell for
I
it like
kinda
a sucker?
felt like it, like she was, but part of me does believe that it wasn't.
Well, I
you
think
know?
the goal is for you to feel that way,
Yeah.
and then when he's lost everything and he sees the billboard, and then she calls him Joe,
Joe,
then you
he's like,
realize
oh,
like,
he's like,
it's
that's
all
it.
programmed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be careful with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I don't care.
get too
He can
don't
just
get too
make me-
close.
he can just make me dinner when I come home from work. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Wear an apron.
You can be in a maid outfit.
Yep. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care.
Everything's gonna have pineapple in it. You're gonna get sick of it.
Hey, I like pineapple. That's okay. But it did for that scene though. It did kind of give me kind of Ghost in the Shell movie-ish kind of vibe for a moment. Did you guys watch?
Speaking of, yeah, did anyone see that?
I didn't see
I
that. It
did
reminded me
not.
of Her. That's what it reminded me of.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
That was a good movie.
Her's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not seen her.
There's like a sex surrogate scene, like similar to this one in that.
Interesting. Okay.
Have to check that out. Well, like I said, when Blade Runner 2049 is like, oh, I haven't watched the original. I need to watch that first. And then someone told me, oh, there's like totally 15 million different endings. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know which one I got.
I think you got the happy one, right?
He dies, and there's, the villain dies.
Yeah.
And Harrison Ford's voiceover, and that was it.
Oh, so the voiceover is like voiceover in the
the
movie.
movie.
It's not like a a
Right.
director's cut behind the scenes
it's
kind of
just
thing.
like kind
Yeah.
of a narrative.
Yeah, it's
like,
just as awful. It just
And he's just
explains
like-
the scene that you just saw. And you're
and
like,
he's just like phoning
really?
it in.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
But I think like the quote unquote, the final cut is they're on the run from the police.
Okay, so that
So he runs away with
They're in the elevator
with
and
Rachel.
they see the thing on the floor.
the
Little-
unicorn,
yeah,
which
okay.
implicates that Record's a replicant, and that James Edward Olmos is going to be hunting him.
Oh, then I did watch that one then. That's the one I watched.
Okay, and that's where it ends with them getting back in the elevator.
Okay.
All right.
There's one where they're in a car and they go off into the forest or some weird thing.
Oh,
I think.
I'm so glad I didn't get that one.
While there's still forest.
Yeah, apparently there's trees in that one. I don't know. Maybe I could be. I've only seen that one once. So, I mean, not remembering that correctly, but...
And since you're talking about the dream sequence from the original Blade Runner, so what did you think of the dream sequence in Blade Runner 2049? And at which point did you go, oh, there's the plot twist? You know, at first it just seemed just way too blatant, right? That K is the sun.
The one, like, I was
like, I'm so smart. I figured this out before everybody.
I thought there was like twins. I was expecting there to be like a twins twist.
I thought twins.
I did not know. I did not figure out that it was the girl in the bubble, though. I was not smart enough for that.
I did figure that out, but I thought twins also. Two had an interesting theory.
Yeah. I was suspicious. I didn't go, oh my God, it's her, right? But what made things go was, I believe, I really have to double check on the credits, but the boy in the dream, who is supposed to be K as a boy.
Is it a girl?
No. He is the same, the actor who plays him, the boy, is also the same actor when Anna Stelline is creating the happy birthday scene with all the little kids.
Oh, really?
And there's a little boy right over here who's like, oh, I get to blow out the candles too. And I think it's the same boy actor. Like, how could it be?
That would be really cool.
So it's just like,
So I'm just like, wait, that's the same actor. Why is that?
That's a good catch if that's true.
That's a really good catch if that's true.
And I'm just like, oh, maybe she created his memory. And then that would
She just
explain
keeps
why
reusing
she
this
was so
kid.
emotional when she saw it through him.
Right.
So, but yeah.
That could be. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I really want to see this again. I hope because I know it's leaving the theaters quickly. I'm hoping I can get to it before at least.
Yeah.
I love the little thing that she was creating the memories with. That looked really cool.
I know.
Just, man, whoever was in charge of like set design and all of the visual compositions to this stuff is amazing.
Is Ridley Scott was he involved with a bunch of that stuff?
I think he produced it. I don't think. No, that's why it's good.
No, but that's the part that he's
You
usually
saw that Alien movie. Come on.
No, but that's the part that he's really good at. Is all just like the techie stuff.
He can be. I mean, Prometheus and what was the last one that we saw this year?
So,
what was that one called?
What was it?
Alien Covenant.
Yeah,
Wait.
but like the ship design, like that was a shitty design with like the pods on hangers or whatever. Like, that's terrible. Like I don't know. So
That's
I don't know.
sound, yeah. But no, the technical detail, just like, again, the technology, it's like, yeah, this can be a thing. This technically can be a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the tech was really cool. All the effects, like I said before, the physical stuff was really, really good.
I really like the long shots. Sorry, shark.
Like the long shots where they're flying over LA.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's
that.
all like world building, right? It's just you like draped in this atmosphere. I love it.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it was so detailed. Everything is super, super realistic. And
I think that means we go to break.
Yes, one more break. We'll be back for one more segment of Rekt Reviews. This is Blade Runner
2049.
2049, just around the corner.
That's right.
With all that sweet, sweet rock porn.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on EnterTalkRadio.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com. Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Eric, Paul, and Sharp.
And Amy and 2.
No shark.
And no shark.
I feel like we need another episode just to talk about all the shit in this movie.
Yeah.
We should invite Shark back for that one.
Yeah, part 2. Well,
Part two.
all the
Only
parts
the
we
negative
missed.
stuff.
I think there's a lot of hateful, reprehensible stuff in this movie that we just didn't pick up on. That we need Shark's genius.
I think
to...
a movie that bombed at the box office warrants 2 episodes.
This could be like the bonus reel,
Now, how much did this movie cost? Like 150 million, something like that.
150, I think.
And how much did it make?
Made 30 opening weekend.
Really?
And it fell more than half, I think, the second weekend. So yeah, it's not.
Ouch.
I mean, that's like statewide. I think worldwide it's doing a little better, but
yeah.
I didn't think it would take that back.
And then maybe with DVDs and stuff, it'll. But I don't know if it'll catch up that much.
It's doubtful. Yeah. We're not going to get another Blade Runner sequel.
Nah.
You don't think so? Even after the ending, that can lead off to something possible?
It can, but I mean, they're not making money from this thing, so there's no incentive for them to do that.
Maybe if they put Chris Pratt in it, it'll do better.
Actually, I have an update for you guys on that.
Okay.
So Blade Runner 2049 tops 200 million. It passes 666 million global.
Oh, all right. They're doing okay.
So it's I think globally, it's definitely helped them out.
Boom, you got fact checked, son.
That's right. People just have ADHD in the United States. They just can't handle it.
I would be very curious on why it didn't do well. Like it seemed like it was marketed pretty heavily.
It's pretty cerebral. I guess maybe it's just too heavy for most people.
I think people.
There's a lot of like natural disaster shit going on, so I don't know if people weren't up for a dystopian future sci-fi movie.
But that's not really the centerpiece of the movie, is the.
No. But I don't know. I don't know why people went in droves to go see it. Maybe maybe that was their nostalgia out and didn't need to go see Blade Runner.
I think I have the answer for you on that.
For it.
So Rotten Tomatoes is a big factor if people want to go see
movies. That's true.
Now. So I'm not sure how it did on Rotten Tomatoes, but I know it did well.
It did well.
It did 90%. Okay. I think it was around 90%.
All right. That's the only thing I can think of. If you're going to spend $17 to $20 on a movie ticket,
only 90%. I'm not going to.
I wonder if maybe the length.
It's like an A-.
That's true. Maybe they didn't want to taint the original Blade Runner, and seeing the sequel would have been just devastating to them. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know how many people have actually seen the original either. So
that's true. I didn't see it until I saw this one. I heard about it, but I wasn't like in that cult following though. Mm-hmm. But I was. Also,
it's a highly influential movie. I mean.
When it came out in 82.
It was pretty big when it came out, I assume, right?
No, it bombed.
The first one?
Yeah. The first one bombed.
Oh, okay. So this is just carrying the torch.
It's following. Yeah, it's following.
But I mean, but what it did for movies though, it did a lot.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. But I think globally, because there's a lot more tech to it. When you go into like Japan, China, stuff like this is up their alley. I don't think, for us, we're like, oh, great, whoa. China, it's like, okay, we're living this right now, because they're so ahead of us technically. But
China and
Japan are.
Yeah, Japan, everybody in China has their own Harrison Ford.
Yep.
So it works.
Or Ryan Gosling, whatever.
Are all their Harrison Ford's miserable son of a bitch like ours?
So
you want to talk about him?
Let's talk about Harrison Ford.
Why is he such a miserable son of a bitch? I don't get it.
Like I kind of have not liked Harrison Ford in a while. I thought he was good in Force Awakens. That was like the first movie that he's done since like 97. That I thought
you mean Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull?
No, that is a bad
Really?
movie. That is a bad movie. I love Indiana Jones, but those are bad movies. I mean, that one is a bad movie.
Okay.
What was the movie in the 90s where he was like this high power lawyer and he gets shot and he becomes like a simpleton?
Ooh, I know what you're talking about.
I like that movie.
It was really good.
Regarding Harry?
Regarding Henry,
Oh,
that's
my God,
it.
That's what it was. Yeah.
That was a good one.
I have not seen that.
It was good.
And yet you remembered.
I remember the name, yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Wow.
I thought that
That's a
movie looked tough,
professional,
and I didn't
ladies and
watch it.
gentlemen.
So you didn't like him in this movie?
No, I thought he was good in this movie.
Oh, you did like
Yeah,
him
like
as
he
Deckard.
actually
Okay.
acted. He wasn't doing his like crotchety routine. Like,
Yeah, he was probably the warmest person. I think you said that. He was the
Yeah.
warmest person in this movie.
just the scene when he sees Rachel, like he doesn't say anything, but you can see like his face. He's actually expressing. He was emoting, which
Yeah.
I haven't seen Harrison Ford do in a very long time. So that was cool. I'm like, all right,
They
maybe.
probably slipped him some Molly for this.
I just wondered, like, does he just get hired to play the crotchety old man? Is that like his? That's what people hire him for. But
I think
You
this
got to
is
do more?
actually him in real life. They don't give him a script. They're just like, okay, just say what you feel. And this is just him right now.
I could see that.
Yeah.
it could be.
He's
I
like,
mean-
I don't have time for this BS. Just pay me my money and I'm here for an hour. What do you need me to do?
I think it's interesting how there's all this the question of whether or not he's a replicant or a human. It's still unanswered, and people are still
Yeah, I love
debating
that.
about it. But honestly, I felt like he was the warmest person
Yeah.
in the entire movie.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of feelings, in terms of emoting, in terms of just having, you know, just having character.
Yeah.
And I just thought that I'm like, he's human. I think that's
Seeing all that he has
answered.
gone through, like
Well, so doesn't he have to be human? So the fact that a human and a replicant were able to reproduce and make another thing, whatever,
I
doesn't
think
make
it's. I think it's.
I don't think you
Well,
have
the-
to.
it's
be
not
human.
necessarily.
If you watch, according to Ridley Scott, the director of the original Blade Runner, he's absolutely a replicant.
Okay.
And it's, if you watch the final cut or whatever, it's definitely heavily implied that he is.
And in the book, he's a replicant, I think, right?
I don't think so.
No, I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like to think that he's. I was always under the impression that he was not a replicant because that dream sequence that was added that wasn't in the original Blade Runner. I think that was just like Ridley Scott got the idea that he's a replicant later on and kind of shoehorned it in.
Yeah.
That's my personal feelings, though.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm a replicant.
Do you think that he knew that he had a daughter because he was the one who was trying to mess up the files, right? Create the twins.
Yeah, he knew
and
he had
then
a daughter, and
Okay.
his role was to
hide her.
Yeah.
take
to
the
get out
trail,
of-
get the
Yeah.
trail.
yeah, and then not interact with her ever. So, but I don't know. It's I love that Ryan Gosling turned out to be like a complete red herring in this whole thing.
Yeah.
That the thing that you think you're the one, and then you turn out not to be,
Yeah.
and then you lose your little joy love.
Now, the one thing that I thought was a little bit of a dead end is like that whole kind of like replicant, like underground rebellion group that was kind of like teased a little bit, but didn't really go anywhere.
It was teased. It's just
Yeah.
it's just Ryan Gosling's character didn't care for it.
Like
I would
that's
assume
a thing that maybe could have been cut. Like, was that necessary to the plot? Really?
I don't know. I wonder if that's maybe setting up number 3,
That's
Right,
what I'm
that
thinking.
which
possibly.
sounds really boring. I don't really care about that.
Another like a replicant uprising.
You don't think that
That's going to be the name of
Kay
it.
really cared for this group?
I mean, they wanted him to.
He didn't
kill-
care. He didn't care enough to go to a doctor after he got stabbed.
Well, they
It's
wanted.
like-
Didn't they tell him to kill Harrison Ford? Isn't that what they wanted? So Wallace couldn't dissect him and understand like what happened about how replicating,
Yeah.
or how the replicants can replicate.
That's true. The goal I don't think he wanted to complete. He
Right.
wanted to see the miracle, right? But the message from the main woman with the one eye,
Right.
just like, don't you want to die for a great purpose? Isn't that the
Right,
closest
which is
thing you
essentially
can
what
do?
he was
Yeah,
doing.
closest to humanity.
It was just a different purpose. He wanted to reunite them. Yeah.
But they were under the impression that like they're just going to go on replicating like this, right? But they didn't really know how it works or if it's replicatable,
When
right?
a man loves a woman,
Isn't that
Once
wasn't
more
that
with feeling.
Wasn't that the missing piece in Battlestar Galactica? Is love? That's how they were able to recreate or reproduce. Was with love.
Which is really funny because in the original Blade Runner, Sean Young and Harrison Ford had zero chemistry between the two of them.
Yeah, right.
So the fact that like their love is this thing.
The first conversation's like, "Oh, you like my owl? Is it real? No." Or something like that. I don't know. That's the way I remember on the first convo on that. But was Harrison Ford's dog a replicant, though?
It drinks liquor.
So human.
I mean, I think the point is it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why don't you ask him?
That was a line. That was probably the funniest.
Man, Vegas looks so cool. I love the way. I just loved how everything in this movie looked. But yeah, Vegas especially was really, really awesome.
It's awesome because no one was there, and you can just go through abandoned hotels. And
yeah, that's really creepy. That creeps me out. Hotels with nobody in it creeps me out.
And how does Deckard, as if he's human, how is he able to live in such a atmosphere?
Good point.
Well, isn't
radiation?
Isn't that what the bees are for? Like, because the bees can. Isn't
I don't
like
know
a
what
thing
the
like
bees
that?
are about. Actually,
Isn't it like
I thought the bees were a sign of the radiation's like almost non-existent. But
right?
everyone
That's kind of
thinks
what I
it's
took
still
it for.
Radiated,
yeah, like it's not as bad as it seems. Like
I don't
the
know.
bees can.
They have readings for that stuff. You could just go in there with a Geiger counter.
Well, I assume that it got bad, so people aren't necessarily paying attention to it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
that was one of the things I was thinking. I was like, oh, maybe he is replicant then. That's an argument for replicant.
I mean, but replicants are still made of flesh and everything. Wouldn't radiation affect them just as much as we do?
That's true.
Well, it depends on how resistant they are. I don't know.
What model they are?
What model, what's in their system.
What upgrade they got, yeah. I guess.
Maybe there's some lead in their skin.
They do have the extra strength.
Some of them do. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, if Deckard is a replicant, he's a shitty replicant.
He's a shitty replicant.
He's
tired. He's like, let's call the truth.
He's a terrible detective.
I need a drink.
He's got no strength, and he gets the shit kicked out of him. It's like, you should get your money back on your replicant, if that's the case.
Well, maybe that's why Wallace was like, maybe your only purpose was just to fall in love with this. You were programmed to like fall in love with this woman.
Yeah, maybe.
But you're weak. Like, you huff and puff, you age.
That's what they spent their entire programming thing is for love and nothing else.
Maybe.
Because at least Ryan Gosling, he healed quickly, is what I got, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he would get a cut and he would just hold it together and then boom, it's fine.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He would sew
he
it
had like
himself.
a little, he's like, he's like, what would he say? I'll glue it.
Glue
it. I'm like, dude, that's what people do in the military. They'll take super glue and just take that. But
that was funny. Robin Wright is like, I'm not paying for that. I got shot. I'm not paying for that.
Movie. I really liked her in this movie.
You know, Eric, earlier during the break, you were saying, well, what's one thing that you didn't like about the movie, right? And I would say the one thing that bothered me, and not that I didn't like it, but it bothered me was this is L.A. It's one of the remaining cities, great big cities on Earth, and there's a police station, and the police station, I feel like, aren't there cameras around? And
tell me how Love just walked in and killed somebody?
Yeah, Love just walks. I know she's powerful, and she works for Wallace, who pretty much like is a monarch.
Yeah,
but
probably installs her the cameras.
How did they not know that she instantly killed the coroner and took all the evidence and that she would be coming back?
Plot hole.
You know, and
yeah, I assume Wallace has ties because the police are using replicants to hunt other replicants. Like I assume there's some sort of relationship there, and they could maybe, I don't know. I mean, that's far-reaching because there's no point A to point B on that. But I don't know. My guess is they have ties to that, and they can maybe turn the cameras off, or I don't know.
It just seemed too easy.
Yeah, it seemed that is a little weird.
Robin Wright's just like, oh, she knew she's gonna die. Basically, when she walked through the door.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, is there nothing?
Because then she
like
instantly turned her computer off. Like when she walks in the door, it's like, oh.
I thought she was going to press a button underneath for people to come in.
Yeah.
And, that's what I thought it was.
Maybe she went for that, but she hit the off button. That's too bad.
Oops.
I think I heard you laugh in the middle of the theater. We weren't sitting next to each other, like when her head smacked.
It made a little funny thud noise. Did it bum anybody out that Wallace didn't get his comeuppance? Because I mean, he's technically the villain of the movie, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so he wasn't in the transport, right? When they got ambushed. By
He was not
by
on
Kay?
that. No, he was.
He
on
was just back in his pyramid, whatever.
Either that, or he's on one of the other
Or he's off-world.
spinners.
Off-world.
Going to the off-world. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they didn't show us the off-world. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, there's so much world building in here. There's definitely
Yeah.
more avenues to explore if they do any more sequels.
Yeah, I have a feeling they might do another one, but it's going to be a while. Like, I don't think
Another
they're gonna
30
do it.
years.
Hey, you never know. Was a Blade Runner 2073 or some mess like that?
Maybe-
whatever.
Harrison Ford's still alive.
Maybe.
He becomes Han Solo.
Aw, too soon. I'm gonna miss him this December when I go watch Star Wars.
He'll probably come back as a blue
Fisher
ghost.
when you see her on screen and go, "Oh,
Oh
that's
no,
sad.
that's even gonna be worse.
That's gonna be sad."
Maybe you should just not go. I mean,
No, I'm totally gonna go. I'm just gonna bring him back.
It was filmed before she passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very curious what they're gonna do for that third one.
She's gonna die. They're gonna make her dead.
Like they rewrite, they kill her off somehow.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But yeah.
All right, so everybody out there, go see Blade Runner before it leaves the theater, which is probably like another week.
Yes.
Once Thor hits,
Yes.
this is probably gone.
And I would say if you live in the Bay Area, try to go to the Metreon IMAX. It's just, I mean, it's already stunningly beautiful, but if you can see it on a
See it
screen
in
that
IMAX if
big,
you can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
no.
absolutely gorgeous.
If you appreciate just the cinematography of any film, you know, and actually they have the art of Blade Runner in 2049, which I'm going to buy once it's back in stock because it's sold out. I would totally recommend watching IMAX too.
And seeing San Diego's a dump
Is-
as large as your eye can see.
It's like, what are you trying to say? What are you saying? We're trash? Is that what it's coming across?
The director had a bad experience here once.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck San Diego.
Lost a bunch of money at the Del Mar racetrack. fuck the city.
No, it's honestly, if you're not really into sci-fi or this is not a realm you normally dip into, I would recommend.
It's not sci-fi,
going.
it's film noir. I mean, it's
film
sci-fi,
noir.
but
I think it's enough sci-fi in there.
Yeah,
Hard
it's
sci-fi.
it's more film noir than I would say, like,
Yeah,
sci-fi.
I guess.
This is not 2001. Or...
I mean, it's more hard sci-fi than whatever Marvel movies that are.
Well, that's not sci-fi.
I know, but they kind of try to be, almost.
I mean, look at the Infinity Gauntlet and
Yeah.
what's his name?
All right, so next time, Thor.
I'm down. For
Guess so.
Yes.
I guess we have to.
Let's get some-
If I have to go watch another Marvel movie,
Yeah.
This might be the last one for a while. Then it goes. No,
Also,
we have
can we
Black
skip
Panther.
Justice League at least?
No,
I don't-
I might go to the premiere of that in LA.
Whoa.
I know, hitting the big time.
You know
Damn.
Shark is going to be Justice League.
Oh,
He's like,
me
it's
and
all
him-
about Wonder Woman,
Look,
okay?
I'm just gonna say Shark's not here, but Gal Gadot is on my phone,
Oh.
and I have two different
That's
pictures
great.
of her. So
Yeah,
Shark, sorry, I still win. Okay, wifey's mine.
you're not here to defend yourself, so you
That's
lose.
what happens.
All right, we're just about out of time, so I guess Thor next time. Thank you, everyone. Thank Amy,
Yeah.
Drew, Eric, Shark, wherever you are. We know you hated this. We don't know why.
We don't.
We'll find out some other time, I guess.
All right, thanks, guys. This has been Rekt Reviews on Enter Talk Radio. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good night.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.